Welcome to the podcast, Sohail Sahi. How are you? You all right?
I'm very good. Happy New Year, Tommy, and Happy New Year to everyone who listens and watches and do whatever you do these days. Stream it, Viper it. I don't know what you do.
Viper it? What's Viper it?
I don't know. I just think there's all new words, isn't it? Streaming, Viper. What's Periscope? I meant to say Periscope it.
Oh, I don't know. I have heard that said as well, but again, I'm not down with it. But I like the fact right now. I'm going to call you out here for being professional.
Yeah.
Because this is the second attempt at us recording this podcast, because we did one just a few minutes ago. Spent a good 30, 40 minutes having a chat, having a catch up, having a laugh, having a giggle, talking about you and New Year's and Christmas, and it didn't record. I don't know what I've done something wrong. I pressed the wrong thing. But I'm going to turn it into a message of life and a lesson that I think you will be all about, which is you got to keep going. Persistency. You got knocked down. Get up.
Get back up. Yeah.
You know what you got. So as I was sat there and I realized, and I'm looking at my laptop, normally after, we've done the recording, the file is there and it's not there. What's happened to my Sohail Sahi? Someone in the digital gremlins have taken my Sohail Sahi away.
So what have you done differently this time now? Have you called in an engineer?
Well, as I mentioned before, and I mentioned again to you now, because I don't know if I'm repeating myself now because I'm going mad, but I've got my wife's cousin's husband over. He's a top-notch.
What side of the family? The dad or the mums?
Oh, the wife's cousin is through the dad's side, so it's the Bua's daughter.
Okay, not Chacha. No Chacha.
No, there's the Bua's daughter, and it's her husband, Mike, who's he does IT systems. So that's his thing. So I went, Mike, I just had a chat with Sohail Sahi. He went, what, the Sohail Sahi? I went, yeah, the Sohail Sahi. And I just had a chat with Sohail Sahi, can't find the file. And he went, hang on, let's do recovery mode, turn the computer inside out, put his hand up the laptop's jitter, had a little rummage around, couldn't fit. He went, sorry, mate, there's nothing up here called Sohail Sahi.
Yeah.
But he took his rubber glove off and gave me the laptop back.
Did he?
And I said, well, let me ask Sahi if he's free to go again. And now we're going again. But listen, I feel like I know the answers to this now, but I'm going to ask you, how was Christmas and how was New Year? And are you all right? And where are you at right now with your Christmas celebrations? Are you back into a healthy regime mode?
Yeah. I'm back. Christmas was great. I'm more of a Christmas chap than a New Year chap. New Year, yeah, maybe when I was in my early teens, 16, 17, New Year was great. Hanging off chandeliers, doing my thing, buying some new shoes.
People think you're joking, but you're not joking, are you?
I'm not joking. Buying a new pair of shoes to jump up onto those chandeliers, and so Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I actually really do enjoy it. I have fish pakora on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
It's a ritual of mine. Machi pakora, right?
Who makes them?
My mom.
Right.
Yeah. And then on Christmas Day, turkey biryani.
You do turkey biryani?
Honestly, there's not. I'm not even trying to pretend. I've done it for years. I'm a turkey eater. I like my turkey all year round. Yeah. So I'm not much of a traditional Christmas dinner. Like, I eat veg all year round. I eat potatoes all year. So on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, they are the two things I absolutely adore. I love fish pakora and I love turkey biryani.
Does that work, turkey biryani?
Oh God, doesn't it half, Tommy?
But biryani's got so many nice spices to it anyway. I imagine whatever you put in there.
Yeah, it works. And then a bit of tomato and cucumbers on the side and some plain yogurt. Oh, cool.
The problem I've got with that, because Christmas is a bit of an eating day, right? Yeah. So it's like nibbles and it's, like I say, Yorkshire puddings, turkey, potatoes, the veg, the dessert, the cheese board, things like that. The biryani's over. It's a one pot thing.
Yeah, you're right. But that's just me. I'm like that. I don't really move away from the track now that I've set myself up on. Like, I think I quite like what I see and I quite like what I do, and I keep it motoring all the time. But there's certain days, one is my mum's birthday, one's Christmas Eve, one's Christmas Day, one is one of my little nephew's birthdays, May the 3rd. I allow myself to have a treat, which is a biryani or some pakora.
And that's your treat, because other than that, you're very strict with your diet.
Other than that, there's no moving. These vegetables, It's brown rices. It's a little bit of dessert every day though. I have a little bit, but I'm talking one Rolo out of the Rolo pack.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Rolos?
I think, of course I do. And fun enough, I've been getting down on them recently, but I like to keep all my chocolate in the fridge, but you can't actually do that with Rolos because it's rock hard.
Yeah,
Rolos,
you can't do Rolos.
But the boys got Rolos recently, and I had them at the fridge. But the problem is, you're so good at like you say, you can open one, have one.
Yeah.
If I do that, then it's like my teeth and gums go, hello, what was that?
Yeah.
Are we going to stop there? We can't stop there, Tommy. Go back and do one more. But you've always, I remember over the years, you said that about your celebrations and your little mini chocolates and your heroes. You'll have one, maybe two. Go, that's it, Cocker.
That's it.
That's all I need.
Yeah. I just need that little, but I need it every day. And I used to try and leave it to, I'll have a naughty day on Saturday or Sunday. And then the naughty day became during the week and it started playing with my mind. So I thought, no, have it every day, but just have a little bit and I can move away from it. So yeah, I going back, I had a nice Christmas and New Year's.
Nice.
And with the football work, you only really stop on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then you just, you start motoring again, Boxing Day. There was games right up until the 22nd of December. So, and then even when I sometimes get my traditional time off in July, it never stops really because the transfer news starts cranking up, players move, pre-season tours happen. It really is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I've noticed they're very quiet on football front. So you've got to really, and I enjoy it and I relax, enjoy 2 whole days, 2 whole nights. And then for me, by then I need to get out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The 2 days alone in your own company, in your own head, Sahi, I'd imagine that's pretty scary. So that's you're right.
Start spinning around, doesn't it? Start spinning around.
That's all you need. You don't need any more than that. Too much downtime. You go blooming bargo. Have you got your calendar? You got your New Year's calendar? I know you like a calendar.
I do like a calendar.
What calendar have you got? Is it Samantha Fox?
No.
Is it Linda Lusardi? It's always going to be 80s and 90s reference.
I buy my calendars from a charity called Mouth and Foot Painting every year. They're based in Bayswater in West London.
Right.
I fell upon them years ago. I was down in Bayswater having a Turkish kebab as you do down there, and then I fell upon a spice shop, and next to the spice shop was
a spy or spice?
A proper spice shop. You want to find it? I think it's one of the best in the whole of London. It's a proper spice shop.
What like? You buy spice stuff? Like what?
You buy spice stuff. You can actually buy spice stuff. So, for example, say I thought you was talking about, which I know you don't, but say I did. Say I popped over for a cup of char, right? I could leave like a little magnet in your house, place it somewhere, and then it would probably track back to my house down in South London from East London, and I could hear everything you're saying.
Oh, okay. So you can bug.
Yeah.
Is that legal? Is that legal? I don't know.
I don't know whether it's legal or not, but I just know it's a proper high-tech spice shop. And next to this spice shop is a charity called Mouth and Foot Painting Artists, and they paint with their mouth and feet. They haven't got no arms, bless them. And so they produce some absolutely brilliant calendars. Quite brilliant. Okay. Breathtaking.
And now you're calendar loyal. So you came across this a few years ago and you keep going back to that one place for your calendars. Yeah,
I keep going back. I order them now. I sometimes I still like to go to town every now and again, but if I feel a little bit like I don't fancy it, so I just get on the old phone and and then they send them through, and then I keep one for myself, one for my mum, and I send a few out to some neighbours around here, as Christmas presents.
Good on you. Good. Okay, we're talking to calendars. What's coming up in the calendar of sporting events? Well, firstly, actually, before we get into that, where are we at right now? Is Christmas just gone? Football and Christmas. I don't know too much about football. I don't get into the technicals of transfer windows and who should move to what club and fees and deals. And I don't like to. I like to just enjoy my sport. Enjoy it on a very superficial level, dip in and out of it. But I know Christmas is key. Where teams are at Christmas determines the next few months.
Yeah, no, you're right. Christmas also always is the halfway point of a Premier League season. So you have 38 games, start in August, finish in May. Christmas is always about 19 games, so you're halfway point. We're at the halfway point now. Manchester City ahead by 10 points from Chelsea, who are second. Liverpool are third. They're a point further behind, but they have a game in hand, which was called off last week due to COVID. So if Liverpool win that game in hand, they'll go 8 points behind Manchester City. They're the top three. So Man City first, Chelsea second, Liverpool third. I think the gap's too big. I think Chelsea and Liverpool might close the gap on Manchester City, but I don't think they'll overhaul them. So I think this gap's become too big. I think Manchester City will defend their Premier League title, and come May, they'll be Premier League champions for a second consecutive season. That's how I see the top three. I think there'll be a battle between Liverpool and Chelsea, who finishes second and third. And then there's a real battle for the last spot, which is fourth, who go automatically into the Champions League group stages.
Of course, that's a big one. And okay, I'm going to come on to fourth in just a moment. But do you think Liverpool and Chelsea fans will accept what you just said? Or will they go, no, we're in with a chance. We're still in with a chance of that top spot. We can still do Man City. If this happens, that happens. You always hear people talking like that in the pub and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, but if they lose this one and they got to play this team and that could be a bogey team and la. Is there a date? I mean, I know it's mathematically it's possible, but
yeah, mathematically
with the form Man City are on, are they likely to drop any points? Many points.
They will drop. I think they'll drop points, but I don't think they'll drop the 10 points that Chelsea require to catch them up, or the 11 points. And if Liverpool win their game in hand 8, that Liverpool require. I think the most optimistic Chelsea Liverpool fans will still believe they're in it, and they're still in it. But I don't see Manchester City dropping that many points. I think they'll lose a game here and there, and not more than even 2 more or 1 more even. They might draw a few, and that's when the gap will close. The gap could even close to 3 or 4 points, but I don't see Manchester City losing that amount of points. 6, 7 points is all okay, but you're talking 10 and 11 now, and I think that's a gap.
Okay, so then the fourth spot. Now I'm interested in this one because West Ham are in the mix. I'm a West Ham fan. West Ham is my local side. So who's in the mix for fourth place?
Currently, Arsenal are in that spot. Good. West Ham are a point behind them, and then you've got Tottenham and Manchester United who are behind West Ham. But Tottenham and Manchester United have both got games in hand on Arsenal and West Ham. I think one of those 4 clubs, one of them will finish in the top 4. Arsenal, who currently are there, they've been playing really well. Lost to Manchester City on New Year's Day. West Ham had a little bump in the road, but they've won their last 2. They're starting to recover. Tottenham doing really well under Antonio Conte, fantastically well. And Manchester United now with their new manager, German manager, Ralf Rangnick, they're starting to turn a corner as well. So I think one of those 4 will get it. If you want me to put my head on the block, I'll go for Tottenham in 4th, just ahead of Manchester United. And I think Arsenal and West Ham won't be that far behind, but I'll say Tottenham just ahead, maybe even a point ahead of Manchester United.
Wow. Okay. Why is that? Why Spurs? And what do you see?
I think it's a lot to do with their manager, Antonio Conte. He's absolutely dedicated to winning. It will be very close because I think overall the squad, I think Manchester United is deeper, more talented, and I think Ronaldo won't come in out of the Champions League places. He plays in the Champions League. So it's just my own prediction. I could be totally wrong. I think Manchester United, it could be Manchester United. But I'll go right now and I'll say Tottenham, and I think because of their manager, Antonio Conte.
Okay, lovely. And by the way, have you been to Spurs' ground? I've not been, but I've heard amazing things about Spurs' new stadium.
It's stunning. I've been fortunate enough to travel both in this country and abroad to go and watch a lot of football matches. For me, it's the best. It's the absolute best. I think you could go out on a day, honestly, and you don't even have to go and watch the football, just stay in the concourses of the ground, and your partner, whether it's the he or she or your partner, will be like, wowza, where are you taking me for my second date? I think it's an absolute winner. The food, the toilets, just the space, everything about it. Everything about, when you go into those posh toilets in the hotels, you've got that molten brown cream and that. You're talking times 2 the quality. You've got Nivea. Yeah. You've got, Loris cream, whatever, Lorenz cream, whatever it is.
Nivea is not better than molten brown.
Don't you think? No. I don't know. I think your listeners and your viewers, I think they'll like the Nivea more than the molten brown,
Okay, no, don't get me wrong. Nivea's more day to day, but if you're going to a 5-star hotel, you can't say, yeah, you know where they get the molten brown stuff. Well, even better, you got Nivea. I think Nivea's. Oh, but I get what you're saying. It's nice, but I've heard like they got like an amazing food court area,
Yeah,
market
yeah.
area, this, that, and the other. There's some pretty fancy stuff laid on,
It's great.
it excites me because it's changing the football experience.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and I think two massive pluses. One, Americans have had their hands on it, which I think is always great. They understand space, and they've designed it. They've helped design it. And second thing, it's still in the heart of the community. You step out the ground, you've got quite a big pavement. Then you've got the security barriers, that come around, which you see a lot outside the American embassy, for example. You see these days,
like pillars and posts and stuff.
Yeah, and then right opposite, literally only a yard away, you've still got the laundrette and the Turkish kebab and the Afro-Caribbean hairdressers and the little newsagent. And then they're looking at this £1 billion stadium. And even on the outside, on the inside, it is top class. It's worth just going on a day out. Like you go to the Tower Bridge for a day out, or you go to the London Eye, go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Take Mrs. Sandhu and the little boys.
Wow.
Take them out.
So
on the double-decker bus.
I can't see because.
Oh yeah, you're West Ham, aren't you?
I'm so West Ham is my side. I can't be, and particularly the boys are young, they're vulnerable. They're at a naive stage of their life. I don't want them to start being being wowed by the dizzy money that Mr. Levy has put into Spurs. Mind you, where we live is right smack bang in between Spurs and West Ham.
And Tottenham, you are,
and I've always said it's weird because I'm not really into sport that hardcore myself. I'm not really even into West Ham that hardcore. I support them because in my local side, it's when I grew up in East Ham, which is even closer to Upton Park. So you hear the roaring at night, hear the pitch, and I could hear the stadium. But now we're sort of in between. But I've always stood. Now that I've got kids, I'm like, I want them to support a local club. That's really what I want. I'm like, I don't think you should support. I mean, you can enjoy teams from anywhere in the world.
United.
Yeah, but I think your support should go to. It's a bit like the community. It's like if I'm going to help out, I'm not going to go abroad and help out. I'm going to help out people on the end of my road. I believe that's the essence of community. And if you all look after the people around you, then everyone's looked after. That's the theory. But I know, look, we're going into a deep one here. But quick one on the Man U boss, though. Is this guy looking good? This Ranier? What's his name?
Yeah, Ralph Ranier. Yeah, I think he's looking good. He's German, and people like Jurgen Klopp, who's the Liverpool manager, and Thomas Tuchel, who's the Chelsea manager, really look up to him. I don't know if will be the permanent manager. I think he fancies it himself, but I don't think the board of directors at Manchester United fancy him long term. He's there to stabilise the club, but he'll stay on as a consultant. I think he'll be part of Manchester United's furniture for the next couple of years, and I think I think he'd like to have the job, but I think they want to appoint someone else. Who that someone else is, there's rumours going around. It could be the current Ajax manager, Hentag, his name is, or the Paris Saint-Germain manager, Maurizio Pochettino, who used to be the Tottenham manager. So they're the rumours. The Ajax manager and the Paris Saint-Germain manager might be the next Manchester United boss. But yeah, he's a good manager. He's got some good principles of football, but I think he's just a plaster at the moment, just something that you're sticking over a wound and just trying to get it recovered for when the season comes.
Talking of wounds or potential damages in the game, what happened with the VAR at the weekend? There's some problems with VAR. VAR caused a bit of a hoo-ha.
Yeah, that was mainly in the Arsenal-Manchester City game. It's lack of consistency. People say, why doesn't the VAR intervene sometimes when you can see a clear and obvious error? And then sometimes it intervenes when there's not a clear and obvious error. I think VAR was brought in for clear and obvious errors, and I think you need to go back to that. Sometimes there's not a clear and obvious error, VAR intervenes, and when there is, they don't intervene. So it's a minefield, though. But I think they need to go back to basics and keep it simple.
It's like an interfering auntie. When it's like your kids that are causing problems, they got loads to say. When their kids are causing problems, they haven't got loads to say. So they're picking and choosing their time to stir things up. So are you a fan, VAR or aunties? Are you a fan of aunties?
I am a fan. I'm a fan. And I love aunties. Yeah, I love aunties. But I am a fan. But I think they need to beware when they come in. I think it needs to be clear and obvious, and I think that's the problem. Clear and obvious is when someone who's not even massively interested in football go, oh, isn't that a penalty? Or isn't that a hand? That's clear and obvious. And I think that's when they need to go back to the clear and obvious. You know, when they get too intricate, you don't need VAR to come in. I think it's when a casual fan is sitting at home and saying, oh, isn't that a penalty? Or isn't that a handball? That is clear and obvious to me. That's how it should be called. Yeah. And just quick one, end up with the Premier League. The bottom of the Premier League, I think out of the 4 clubs who occupy in the bottom 4, one of them will survive. It's between Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley and Watford. And I have a feeling, I think Newcastle will survive. And not just because they've got a lot of money from their Saudi Arabian backed owners, but I think they've got a very good football manager in Eddie Howe. And I think they'll survive. And I think Norwich, Burnley and Watford will go down.
Yeah, exciting times for Newcastle. Newcastle could be a bit like what they've done at Spurs then. That stadium, with that money, in the next few years, you could see like, you know, an amazing £1 billion stadium in Newcastle right opposite Greg's.
Yeah. And they'll love that. And you've got to keep that. That's the thing. You've got to keep that. Like they've done at Tottenham, right opposite the Turkish kebab. You've got to keep that at Newcastle as well. Newcastle Stadium is in the heart of the city centre of the city. And I think they should just call upon the engineers and architects who designed and built the Tottenham Stadium, do the same at Newcastle. I won't be surprised in the next 5-6 years, you'll see a stadium like that at Newcastle as well. And they'll love it. The Geordies will love it. I can see a nightclub being built in that ground as well up at Newcastle.
Oh, mate, the discotheque. Discotheque at the Newcastle Stadium.
Oh,
mate.
Yeah, spinning the ones and twos. I'll be right up there. I'll be first in the queue.
I'm sure you will. Raving days. Okay, outside of footy, what have we got to look forward to this year? Or actually, there's a World Cup. Talking about football.
Yeah.
When's it? That's not
That's
for a while.
Though, that will start in November, mid-November. Finish just a week before Christmas on the 18th of December.
Oh wow. Okay, perfect. Lead up to Christmas. So we've got the World Cup to look forward to at the end of the year. What about before this? Obviously, Premier League's running now till May.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
I think sport-wise, I'm going to pick just a couple of things out. I think Formula One will be huge next year. Again, it's huge already, but I think the way it ended at the end of last year with Verstappen beating Hamilton on the last lap of the last race. So I already think, you know, Formula One fans, petrol heads, they're really looking forward to the new season. And Lewis Hamilton's come out just yesterday and said he's looking forward to it. He'll be rejuvenated, ready to go. I think there'll be a real battle between him and Verstappen once again. I think the NFL, which is the National Football League, American football, is getting bigger and bigger in this country. And Super Bowl is always a big event. It's in Los Angeles, your favorite city, big man, outside of London.
Love LA.
It's that's happening in mid-February. That's taking place. The Grand Slams in tennis, starting off in Australia between Djokovic, Nadal and Federer. They're all on 20 Grand Slams each. One of them will separate themselves. I've got a feeling it will be Djokovic. And finally, cricket, loads of test matches. The IPL, as we know, is getting bigger and bigger every year. I think in the next 5 years, it will get up there with the Super Bowl and the Champions League and the Premier League here in this country. You know, not just in the traditional cricketing nations, but I think outside of the traditional cricketing nations, and also the Women's Cricket World Cup as well. I forgot to mention that last time, but this time I didn't forget the Women's Cricket World Cup. I think that's the biggest showpiece in cricket this season.
Man, look, it's a good year for sport. You know, despite COVID and lockdowns and all that, it's nice that sport is carrying on and it's still planned to carry on. Are you excited for that? Well, what have you got, London? What's big for you in the next few days, weeks, years?
Yeah, for me, just keep working hard, keep my foot down on the pedal. You know, making sure I'm in the right gear and not just automatic and cruising. But I'm starting off with this weekend. I'm on Match of the Day this Saturday night, 10:30 BBC One. FA Cup third round. I'm at a giant killing. The third round is probably the most glamorous round of the FA Cup when the non-league sides, if they've made it this far, they come up against the big sides. And I'm at Boreham Wood, who are a non-league team. They're playing AFC Wimbledon, one of 4 non-league teams left in the competition. And the Match of the Day bosses have given me a big game this Saturday. That kicks off at 3, so I do it at the ground live, and then it gets edited up and it's on BBC One 10:30 match of the day this Saturday evening.
So what? Gary Lineker we go, and now we cross over to Sohail Sahi. What?
I don't think it'll be Gary. I think it'll be Gabby Logan this Saturday evening. And
okay, so
Gabby will say, Boreham Wood, blah 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 again, and your commentator is Sohail Sahi, and then I'd have already done it by then, and hopefully I'll do it well enough.
That's amazing though. You're going to be a match of the day on Saturday. I'm going to record it. I'm gonna share it. I want to pop it up on my social media. I think that's gonna be my highlight of the week, highlight of the year so far. When I see you pop up a match of the day, but it's not your first match of the day, right?
No, I've done a few. I've done a few now, but this just feels like it's the biggest one. But I'm gonna go and enjoy myself because it's the third round of the FA Cup. So I'm gonna go and have fun. I'm just doing my homework as we speak. I'm preparing on the players. I recognise the players. I've gone to watch both teams play. Done my homework. And I should be ready. I'm in a good place. It's Monday today, so I've got 4 more working days to get myself ready.
Any tricky names that you got to pronounce?
Yeah, there is a couple. But I've got them down. So there's a lad who plays for Wimbledon, Ayoub Assal.
Yep.
He's of Algerian descent, but a Londoner, parents from Algeria.
Assal, you could, but that's all right for you because Ayoub Assal is almost like a Pakistani Desi name, right?
Yeah. You've got Anthony Hartigan, but I think that's all right. Zach Ula, who's their replacement goalkeeper for Wimbledon. Gus Mafuta for Boreham Wood. Yeah, I've got the names down.
Very good.
I've got the recognition down as well. I've got the recognition of the players down as well. That I can see them. I know who they are. If they popped outside my eyes, I could straight away, that's Scott Bowden, or that's, Alex Woodyard. So that's the key for TV because it's visual.
Yeah, of course. And it's in Boreham Wood, is it? Is that where you got to go?
In Boreham Wood.
But that's a nice part of the world as well.
Yeah. Well, 2 nice parts of the world. We were saying this on podcast 1.
Yeah. Boreham Wood and Wimbledon, both lovely places.
Yeah, both lovely
places. It's a battle of the lovelies. I'm sure it'd be a lovely crowd. Like like a nice, well turned out.
Yeah.
Like designer jackets, expensive flat caps, that kind of people. I can imagine that.
Brown brogues.
Exactly. All the the brogues.
Umbrellas. You'll see the umbrellas, the Burberry umbrellas.
Yeah. See it's a little bit posh now. And I've just had a little Google. There's 3 Desi restaurants that are quite well rated in Boreham Wood. If you want to go for some khana afterwards, Spice Garden, that's available. And there's the Boreham Wood Tandoori as well on the A Cliff Road. There's something called the Gujarati Kitchen as well. There you go. If you want to go veg, I'm sure that'll probably be veg. But there you go. I think Spice Garden or the Boreham Wood Tandoori. There you go. Would you go for a bit of khana afterwards?
I think I will. I think the match director.
I know what you like though. You'll go there and you'll go, I'll just have a dal.
And masrandi dal as well.
Yeah. You won't go full tandoori platter. Oh, a bit of this, bit of that. You don't like that, do you? You don't like to mix and match it up a little bit.
No, I don't.
I swear. Isn't it weird? Even after all these years, Sahi, I know your eating habits. I know you probably a little bit of dal, a little bit of rice. That's me, cocker. That's it. Me. That's all I want. Yeah, maybe a little bit of cake afterwards, a little cup of tea. Masala tea? Yes, please. Masala tea. Thank you very much. Why not? Look, thank you. I'm excited about the year ahead. I want to get you on again to kind of talk through the sports and stuff. Cheers for doing this podcast the second time round. Hopefully this is recorded. If it doesn't go out tomorrow, you'll know why. I'm going to ring you again. But I love you. I love being around you. I wanted to start off the new year with you. Good vibes, good energy.
Thank you.
What's the message of 2022? Because 22 for me is the number in Urdu and Punjabi is Bai. So I'm making 22 the year of the Bai. Check in with your brothers, even if that is your sisters. What I mean is check in with your close ones, your Bai. Make it your Bai for 22. And keep a little eye on them, look after each other, kind of thing. If we all look after each other, it makes the world go round. So what's your message for 2022, Sahi?
My message for 2022 is more kindness.
More?
Yeah, more. And kindness is free. I love things which are free. Honestly. And I don't mean free in a way like, Burberry send me a jacket because I'm going to watch Boreham Wood versus Wimbledon, or Nivea cream send me a hand cream because I said on Tommy's podcast, I'm on about things that are just historically been free. Love, kindness, but kindness is the message.
I love that, Sahi.
Yeah.
And you are a kind man. You're a good
Thank you.
bloke. Enjoy it. I'll watch you on Match of the Day on Saturday. And this podcast will hopefully go out before then. So everybody should be tuning into Match of the Day on Saturday for the FA Cup third round, the most exciting round of the FA Cup for Boreham Wood versus Wimbledon. And we are live with Sohail Sahi right here on the Tommy Sandhu podcast.
Wait. Before you go, I need to ask you to make sure you have hit the subscribe button and you are listening to these podcasts regularly. So if they're on YouTube, if you're watching this now, lucky you get to see my face as well as hear the voice. Please do hit the bell button and hit the subscribe thing and get involved with the whole channel so you can stay up to date with what's going on. It really does make a difference for us. We then know where our subscribers are, the kind of episodes you're listening to, and then I can give you more of that kind of stuff, more of the good stuff. You want more good stuff? Hit subscribe to this podcast right now and follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Just go find the Tommy Sandhu podcast and welcome it into your life.